Who is this actually good for? Who should skip it, and is it worth the price for normal everyday buyers? That's the kind of question that pops up every time I sit down to test a new camera, especially one that lives in the middle of the UbiQuiti ecosystem. If you've ever stood in a dimly lit garage trying to set up a security feed and wondered whether a 10-megapixel sensor would actually make a difference, keep listening. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When a product like the UbiQuiti UPcam UniFi network camera shows up, the first thing I worry about is whether it will actually solve a real problem rather than just add another gadget to the shelf. The camera promises a 4/3-inch 10MP sensor, which sounds impressive on paper, but the real test is how that sensor behaves when you're watching a driveway at night or trying to capture a pet's mischief in low light. I dug through the official spec sheet, skimmed the forum threads, and compared a handful of user comments to see where the rubber meets the road. If you're a homeowner who wants a reliable, no-fuss video feed for a single spot, say a front door, a backyard shed, or a small shop, the UniFi Cam can be a solid choice. Its biggest practical strength is the sensor size. Most consumer IP cameras sit on 1/2.8 in ch sensors, which often struggle to deliver clean images once the lighting drops below 5 lux. The 4/3-inch ch sensor in the UbiQuiti Cam, combined with its 10MP resolution, actually pulls in enough light to keep faces recognizable even when the street lamp flickers. In real-world terms, that means you can watch a nighttime delivery without the usual grainy blur that forces you to squint at the screen. Another practical perk is the way the camera integrates with UniFi's networking software. If you already have a Dream Machine or a UniFi Protect setup, adding this cam is essentially plug-and-play. The software's UI lets you assign motion zones, set recording schedules, and even push notifications directly to your phone. There's no need to learn a completely new app or juggle multiple logins. For someone who already lives in the UniFi ecosystem, the cam feels like an extension of an existing system rather than a standalone product. That said, the camera isn't a universal solution. It's not built for the wandering videographer who needs a handheld gimbal or for a professional filmmaker looking for cinema-grade lenses. The lens is fixed and, while it offers decent autofocus, it isn't designed for fast-moving subjects. If you park a car in front of the camera and try to capture a passing cyclist at high speed, the focus can hunt a little before settling. In practice, this means it's best for relatively static scenes like a porch or a hallway rather than an active street corner with constant motion. Battery confidence is another point where the UniFi Cam leans into its network-centric design. The unit draws power from power over Ethernet, eliminating the need for a separate battery pack or frequent charger trips. For most everyday users, this is a relief because you won't find yourself swapping out batteries midnight. However, if you're looking for a truly wireless solution, perhaps a garden cam far from any Ethernet run, the lack of a battery option could be a deal-breaker. In that scenario, you'd be better off with a dedicated Wi-Fi camera that includes a rechargeable pack. Low light performance, which many cameras flaunt in marketing, actually shines here because of the sensor size. Tested in a house with a single porch light, the feed stayed sharp enough to read license plates at 30 feet. That level of detail is more than enough for most homeowners who want to identify a visitor or deter a prowler. Yet, there's a trade-off. The high resolution means you'll need more storage to retain footage, especially if you enable continuous recording. The UniFi Protect app handles this by offering configurable bitrate settings, but the user must actively adjust them. If you just leave the defaults, you could fill up a 2 TB drive faster than you anticipated. Ease of use is where both beginners and seasoned hobbyists can find common ground. The camera's menus are clean, but they are nested inside the broader UniFi Protect interface, which can be slightly intimidating for someone who has never touched UniFi software. The learning curve isn't steep. Most users get comfortable after a half hour of exploration, but you do have to be patient with the initial setup. The camera's web UI is responsive, and the on-screen prompts are clear, yet you won't find a one-click wizard that sets everything automatically. If you enjoy tweaking settings and love seeing live histograms, you'll appreciate that level of control. If you just want to set it and forget it, you might need to spend a little extra time on the first run. From a practical standpoint, the camera's strengths line up well with everyday security needs. The sensor handles low light without sacrificing color fidelity, the PO-Power eliminates the battery hassle, and the integration with UniFi Protect offers a unified dashboard for